Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and a puzzle that Marv has set for his friend Isabel's 30th birthday. You can see in this puzzle, clearly all the clues around the grid are celebrating the 30th birthday. Within the puzzle, we have, I think this is 12th of March, 12/3, and 96 for the year, 1996. And there we go. That is what Marv has done for Isabel's 30th birthday. Is there a better form of present than a custom-made Sudoku? I'd struggle to think of it, but I'm going to have a go at solving this puzzle on the channel in a moment, and I'm looking forward to it. What I do want to mention is that last night we were playing Blueprints, and no, a couple of nights ago, sorry, we were playing Blueprints in the Blueprints household. Great fun it was too. Got further with the sigils than I imagined we would. Do check out the VOD if you want, but also on Patreon we have a unique collaboration video of me and Simon solving a Blueprints-based puzzle that VFix set. It's brutally difficult, but we did get through it. Well, shouldn't really spoiler it, should I? But we did get through it, and it was incredibly hard and well worth looking at that video and that puzzle. It's on Patreon. So is the monthly reward, which is Blobs' Marvellous Indexing Puzzle Pack. So are videos of crosswords, connections, and gridogram, and all sorts. So do check out our Patreon. There's also our apps, which feature such gems as Sandwich Sudoku and Killer Sudoku. But they also have Classic Sudoku 2 and the Worms, so those are all very good. There's merchandise now. Do check out their hats and so forth that you could get with the channel, or indeed, oh goodness, I've got my Cracking the Cryptic mug, one of them there. And what else? That's probably enough. That's enough to talk about. But let's talk about this puzzle now. So happy birthday, Isabel. Marv sent you this puzzle. Your birthday was about a week ago. Marv didn't send it to us till after the birthday. And the rules are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. A clue without an arrow outside the grid shows the sum of the digits sandwiched between the 1 and the 9 in that column or row. So in this column, the digits between the 1 and the 9 will add up to 30. An arrow clue sums the digits on the given diagonal. They will all add up to 30. Digits in a cage cannot repeat. Some cages, like this one, show their sum. The others share the same sum, which must be determined. Intriguing. So that's quite a few cages with the same sum that must be determined. Let's have a go. I mean, we could all make a guess at what that sum would be, but we're going to solve it by logic, not by guesswork and presumption. Let's get cracking. So that's a 1 in a 1-cell cage. We're not often granted such luxuries as a 1-cell cage. And this is a 29 cage. That's not a great number. Very middly for 6 digits. Okay, sandwiches. A 30 clue. The absolute maximum sandwich is the sum of the digits 2 to 8, which could be between the 1 and the 9. They add up to 35. So the outies in this column, and indeed in this row, will add up to 5, but you can't use 1 because that's in the crusts. So 5 will be either a single 5 or a 2-3 pair. And all of these digits will be in their respective sandwiches. So I'm going to colour them green. They can't contain 1 and 9. I was going to say this can't contain 1 or 9 either, but actually I've worked out a way in which it could. If that was a 2-3 pair and that was a 5, it's possible. Right, I'm not getting very far. I'm also having a quick look at the little killer clues, these diagonal arrows, and they're not looking very promising. This one might be the most interesting at a length of 7. So the cages, we have a 7-cell cage here. That has to add up to at least 28. And we have a 4-cell cage with the same total by rule. So that has to add up to at most 30. So these cages either add to 28, 29 or 30. The ones without numbers in. We're going to be able to work out exactly what that is from these 4 boxes, which contain how many cages? Every cell in these boxes is in one of these 5 cages. Now, since we know the sum of the digits from 1 to 9, we know the sum of every row, column and box in a Sudoku. It's a closely guarded secret, and it's 45. 4 boxes, therefore, add up to 45 times 4. You've done that in your head already. Tell everyone else now, 180. Divide that by these 6 cages that appear, not 5 cages in these boxes. 180 divided by 6 equals 30, and that is the sum of these cages. So this cage must contain 9876, the only way you can get to 30 with the maximum digits. Right, these cells are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They add up to 15. This is a pair that adds up to 15. I'm going to colour it. This is another pair that adds up to 15, which I know by deducting 30 from the sum of the column. I'm going to call that pink as well. I'm not making any judgment about which digits are involved. I'm just wondering if I can find more 15 sums. These 2 cages add up to 60. If we subtract the 45 that must be in those, we've found another 15 pair. 45 in this box minus 30 in this cage finds us yet another 15 pair. Any more for any more? Probably not. Now, that's quite a few 15 pairs. All the digits in those dominoes are from 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh look, those add up to 15. That's a 1 is 16. This cage adds up to 30. Add that on to 16, you've got 46. Subtract the 45, you've got a 1. Now, what about this box? This cage adds up to 30, and those add up to 15. So we've got 46 amongst these 9 cells, and obviously 45 here. The difference is that this is therefore 1 more than that. Don't know how to use that. How about the little killer clue? Oh no, how about the sandwich clue? That's a good man now. Right, that 1 is what we would call a crust. So these are in the sandwich. It's either 5 or 6 cells that add up to 30 here. That is not in the sandwich. That is an outie of 2, 3 or 5. This might be a 9 or that might be a 9. Then we've got a possible sandwich here, a little killer sum. Now, we know that if those digits had to be different, they would be 9876. But they don't have to be different. They can include repeats. They can include plenty of repeats if they so choose to do. In fact, if this digit is from 6, 7, 8, 9, it's forming a quad with those. Oh, 876 are looking at that cell. That's useful. That's a 9. This is a 6, so this adds up to 15. Now 9 and 9 by Sudoku, there's a 9 in this pair, so it's another 9, 6 pair. Everything else in the top row is from 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's not bad. This, no, I don't think I can use that yet. Right, there's a 9 in one of those two cells. That is the implication of the crust and the sandwich and so on. There's a 9 in one of these cells. Can I use this 29 cage somehow? I could do the maths on these cages, but I think what it would reveal is what we learned earlier, that that is one more than that. I don't think it gives any more than that away. So, can I use this 30k, this 30 little killer clue? It's difficult. I don't think I can. Oh, this is a 30 cage, a 4-cell 30 cage that they're all different in. That's the sort of one we want to find. So those are 7, 8, 9. I'm sorry, that's blindingly obvious. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, and that's one of that family. Interesting. Now, these are all quite big digits. I'm sorry I hadn't put those in before. I just hadn't noticed. That's not a 9. So there's a 9 in one of those two cells. By Sudoku, there's a 9. Oh, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 6, 7, 8, or 9. By Sudoku, there's a 9 in one of these 3. But that doesn't prove it's in this domino. Although I think it may be. That can't be a 6. That's been available forever. These are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the column. In this column, we've got one more digit from the high set to put in there. Whatever it is goes with that to make 15. And whatever it is from 6, 7, 8, because that can't be in these cells. So one of these is from 6, 7, 8. Whatever it is with to make 15 is not a 6. So that is 7, 8, or 9. Yeah, I can't now. Okay, let's think about the sandwich implications in this row. If that's a 9, this is now where 1 has to be. Those would add up to 30, and this would be a 2, 3 pair. But if this is a 9, then there has to be a sandwich crust in one of these cells. It would have to be a 1 in one of those. And the 9 would have to be here. And the outies would have to add to 5. I don't know. It's almost enough information to get to grips with that, but not quite. Oh, I've got this rump of a cage. That pair adds to 15, so this adds to 15 as well. Does it have to have a 1 in? No, it could be 2, 3, 4, 6. If it was that, tracing thoughts around the grid, I can see that becomes a 1. But I can't, oh, this can't be 1, 2, or 3. That's very obvious now. There is a 1 in one of these cells, but I can't tell if it's in this cage or this one. This cage is a 5-cell cage adding up to 30. And it has either a 9 or a 6 in it, or both. The 9 would be there if it's in the cage. The 6 would be in one of these. I can't quite see how I use that. Oh, goodness. I'm straining a bit here. Okay, let's try this 30 again. So these two are in the same cage and the same box. What is the minimum digit that could be on this? If we had 3 repeat 9s, that would be 27. The minimum digit in this box would be a 3, which is not very high. If that pair was 9, 8, and this was a 9, for instance, that would be 26. This would have a minimum 4. No, that isn't quite enough to be pencil marking anything. Oh. 6, 9. I mean, oh yeah, okay. I've seen something else. So this is one brand of 15 2-cell cage. This is the other brand because that digit can't be one of those two. So let's color that one yellow instead, and this one blue. I don't know what it's going to work out at, but this cell now sees all the yellow and all the pink, and therefore it sees everything from 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Is there anything else that sees all 4 of those high digits? No, I don't think there is. Certainly not obviously to me. Oh, goodness, I'd love to be able to use the sandwich clues properly at the moment. So in one of the sandwich variants, this digit is a 9, which would be useful. Neither of these can be a 9 because of the 9's pencil marked here. So the most you could get from 9s is 18 there. Has that affected? We certainly don't need to consider a 3 here anymore. It hasn't affected much else. No, I don't know what to do next. I'm getting a bit stuck in the puzzle. Right, there's a 1 in one of those cells. This is a 30 diagonal. I don't see how to use that. I'm trying to be brutally honest here. I just don't know what that's telling me. Okay, let's consider this being a 9. This would be 2 or 3 because it would be an outie. And 2 or 3 is a big problem for this 30 diagonal. We've just worked out 3 was the minimum, but that was before we noticed neither of these cells could be 9. So this can't be a 9. This must be the 9 in the column. This is now a 5 outie. This is green. Now those digits, when we fill them in, will add up to 30. Now these two are both outies in this row, and they're a 2-3 pair, and this is 1 at the beginning of it. And these are green. And everything else in this row is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is not a 9. The 9 is placed in this box there. Now, there is a 9 in one of those cells. We knew that before. None of these can have a 5 in, so that's a 5. These now can't have a 5 or a 1 in. And we found 1 in box 1. There it is. And that can't be 1. 1 in box 4 is in one of those two cells. Now, what else has happened? There's a 9 in this row. There's a 5 in one of these. Now, this cage didn't have to have a 1 in it, or this section of the cage, but if it didn't, it was going to be 2, 3, 4, 6. That would now go 2 there, 3 here, and a 4, 6 pair. If, on the other hand, it does have a 1 in, that has to be here. So this is either a 1 or a 3 in this cell, which is quite a strange bit of deduction. We've finished with the sandwich clues. Let's get rid of the pencil marking, the colouring. We've got this 30 clue now does have a 9 on it. That's less helpful than if it didn't. This cage adds up to 30. Those are 14. These are 16. Oh, 6 by Sudoku is ruled out of those cells. We've placed 6 in this box. Those add up to 20. These add up to 10. That is 8 or 7. There is a 6 here somewhere. We knew there was a 9 in one of these. And what did we work out? That's either one less or one more than that. I can't remember which way round it went. Now, 7, 8 are there, so these are 4, 5, 6. This is either 2, 3, 4, 6, or 1, and then these would add up to 14. They couldn't be 6, 4, 4. They could be 6, 5, 3. They couldn't be 5, 4, 5. So if they're adding up to 14, that's a 3. If they're adding up to, if those are adding up to 14, that's a 1. So I think this is now a 1, 3 pair, and these must be 6 and 5. Is that right? So let's just go back. First of all, what I was saying was this has either got a 1 in it, and that must be there. And then the others will add up to 14, and we'll come back to that. Or it hasn't got a 1, and then it has to be 2, 3, 4, 6. That would be 2, 3, and a 4, 6 pair. So that would use a 4, 6 pair here if that's a 2. So my pencil marking was wrong. That could be a 2. But if there is a 1 in it, that's the 1, and then these add up to 14, and they can't be 6, 4, 4, and they can't be 5, 4, 5. So they'd have to be 6, 5, 3. So there's definitely a 6 in use here, either with a 4 or a 5. And there's definitely a 3 here. Yes, there's definitely a 3 there in use. These can't have a 1 in. That's very obvious. These now are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are all from 1, 7, 8, 9. I am going to pencil mark it because I'm struggling around a bit. There is a 4 in one of these 2 cells. Now, there's still little killer clues that I haven't really analysed. There's these pairs adding up to 15 that I haven't done much with. Okay, let's colour this one green, and let's look at that. We've got a 5. Let's look at the minimum because it's quite a long clue. 5, 9, 10, 16, 20, 22. That has a maximum of 8. That's quite a high maximum, and is basically what its maximum is anyway. So I don't know the answer. There's, oh, this one. This one can't have a 1 on it. We know that. So the 1, is not here either by Sudoku. In fact, there was a 1 looking at that cell. So 1 is in one of those 2 cells. And one of these 2, definitely. Weird. Okay, it's a little X-wing. It doesn't really help then. But what else have we got going on in this little jiggery pokery bit? This digit can't be 9 or 6. But now we've opened the floodgates to let it be 5 or 4, because this would be 9, 9, 8, and that could be as little as 4. Almost got an interesting question about how to fit 1, 2, 3 into this row, but not quite. Now, this is the one that I haven't really looked at all. We'll make that red. I don't think this is giving much away, and 30 divided by 6 cells is a very averagey 5. Wow, okay, I'm not getting very far, am I? I know that. There must be a 5 in one of these cells. So there's a 5 in this cage. Where does this... Right. Well, there was a 1 difference between those based on our calculation for this box. It is that is 1 higher than that. So where does this digit go in box 3? It doesn't go here because there's a 1 difference between them. So it can't go in the same cage, so it must go in one of those. If this was a 1, this couldn't be lower. So this digit is 9 or 6, but we know it's not 6. So it is 9, and this is 8. I didn't realise that was done. That's very clever, actually, of the setting of this puzzle. So there's no 8 in that cell. There is an 8 in this row. Now, what else has that done for me, if anything? I still don't know this pair, although 8 now is in one of those 2 cells in this row. I don't know. As long as they add up to 10, I'm clear here. 9, 6, 8, 1, 2, 3. This digit is 4, 5, or 7. That's not allowed to be 3. That's not allowed to be 2. I'm going to have to start considering this again, or something like it. Is this more constrained than I've realised by something? I just don't see how. Or the red diagonal. Oh, 9 by Sudoku. Now it's there, it can't be here. Oh, it can't be there. That's very important. Right, this now can't be a 7-8 cage, or this cell would be broken. So this is a 6-9 cage. This can't be a 6-9 cage, or that cell would be broken, or a domino. This is a 7-8 domino. Now 9 goes there, and this group is 4, 5, 6 by elimination. That's not 4 or 5. 9 is looking at that cell, which is a 6. That's looking at this cell, which is 7 or 8. That's a pair in the top row, and this is 6. Got all sorts of 7, 8 pairs. I'm going to have to start colouring them in a moment. I tell you what I'm going to uncolour is my little 15 dominoes, because we know what populates those. We just don't know the order of some of them. 9 is looking at this cell. And what else in this column? Not much else. 1, 6, 9, 8. There must be a 7 here. That's not going to help anybody. 1, 3, 9. Okay, let's try this one briefly. So we've got a 6. Let's go with the lowest possibilities. 2. Well, yeah, 2, 3, 6 is 11, plus 1 is 12, plus 6 is 18. That could be up to 12. That's not very interesting. 5, 10, 13, 21, 26, 30. No, I don't think I can limit this as much as I was hoping, or the red line. They're very difficult to deal with. So we've done the sandwiches. I haven't done this yet, and now these have narrowed down to a 7, 8 pair. Do they have to be the same digit? In which case this would be either 5 or 7. It can't be 7. So that's a 5 if these are both 8s. But if one of them is 8 and one of them is 7, that would be a 6. It can't be a 6. That must be a 5. And these are both 8s. And this must now add up to 30. It does. That's the only way it can occur. So no 5 there. Now, 8 and 8. Let's take 8 out of a few cells. Not as many as I was hoping. Okay, in this box we've got 1, 4 and 7 still to allocate. That digit is 4 or 7. This is any of them. This can't be a 5. So I've got a 1, 4, 7 triple in the column, and that digit is 2 or 3. I can just add up this cage, and I'm sure I'll need a 2 here. That gives me a 3 there. That gives me a 2 here. That stops this being 2. It does make one of these a 2. 8 is in one of these cells along with 6 now. 2 is not there at the top. It's in one of these. And 5 is somewhere in column 8 near the top. Okay. I really am going to have to approach the green and red diagonals soon. At least the bottom diagonal was incredibly helpful when I finally noticed. 5, 9, 7, 8, 2, 6. That can't be 6 or 8. So this is a 6, 8 pair, and we've got a 4, 5, 6 triple, explaining which way round they go. This must now be a 1, 3 pair. This is 4 or 7. That digit is 5. This is 8. Now those are quite big inclusions on the diagonals. That's a 7. Let's do Sudoku first. 8, 7, 8, 7. I've been looking forward to doing those for a while. Now we'll look at this diagonal then. We've got 14 already. Let's go with the minima. 15, 21, 23, maximum of 7 here. That does rule out 8 at least, and that places 8 in the box. That's extraordinary. That gives us a 7 on the green diagonal and 8 there. That 7 makes this a 9 at the bottom. 8, 9, 3, 1. What, do I know what this is? No, I don't, is the answer. But we're going to now start adding up the green diagonal. So we've got 10, 17 definite. The rest have to add up to 13. Let's try the minima again. 4, 5, 7. I was going to say this is at max a 6. Well, it's not that. By Sudoku, this can only be 2, 3, or 4. No, it can't even be 2. It's 3 or 4. So 10, 17. If I take the maxes, 21, 25, 28, 33, we have to remove 3 from the maxima. Let's take the minima then. 10, 17, 21, 22, 25, 27. We have to add 3 to the minima. That is very unhelpful indeed. And it means I suspect I'm just missing Sudoku stuff. No, I should try this one. 6, 14. On the minima, 15, 21, 23. Well, this is only 3, 4, 5, or 7 now by Sudoku. So 14, 1, 6, 3, and 2 is 26. We have to add 4 to the minima, or from the maxima, we have to deduct 8. That's huge. Didn't know there was so much variety available on this diagonal. Oh, come on, Sudoku, look at that. 1, that 1 has been there almost since the beginning. So that was done as soon as I'd found it. So there's a 3 in one of these cells. Let's say that's true. 2's over here. Got this cage to add up, this cage to add up. Well, this cage will fall as soon as I get one of those digits. Then we'll know all about it. Sorry, this ain't easy. Plus 3 or minus 3 from the maxima or minima. Okay, let's have a think about this grouping then. 7 must be in this 5-cell cage. And what's that good for? Oh, 9 is looking at that cell on the red diagonal. Oh, Mark, come on. 6 and a 9 there. This can't be 6. And therefore we know where 6 is in this box. It's here, because it had to be in this pair. Then this is 6. here we go. 16398. Now, this diagonal adds to 20 already. These other digits add to 10. At the maxima, no, the maxima are summing to 15. I don't know. I'm going to unread those and try and remember that the remaining 3 red sum to 10. Because I find that interesting. Oh, that 4-5 pair is looking at this digit. That's 3. That's 1. Now the remaining red digits sum to 9. That can't be a 3. And this diagonal has improved its certainty. We're up to 20 in those digits. The other 3 add to 10. So we've got greens adding to 10, reds adding to 9. Now, how are we going to resolve that? This is 2, 4, 7 in this cell. Oh, we're very, very close now. 10 in the green. If that was a 4, this would have to be 1, 5. Oh, I haven't looked at these for a while. These are selected from 2, 4, 7, and they definitely included 2. These are selected from 3, 4, 5, 7, and yeah, I don't quite know. I mean, we're very close now. We've done that diagonal. This one is going to require those 2 to add to 9. So if they were a 4-5 pair, that would be 3, that would be 2, this would be 7. If they're a 7-2 pair, this can't be a 3. So it's, if they were a 7-2 pair, this is 4 or 5. So it is 7 or 4 or 5. Oh, goodness, I cannot quite see a way around this. I'm going to get rid of the corner marks. Probably everywhere, I think. Yeah, let's do it. Right. Oh, 1 and 3 are looking at this pair. That's not going to do anything. But it is a 2-4 pair. That can't be 5. This one can't be 3. Now. Okay, if that was a 4, these would add up to 6. They would be 1 and 5. If that was a 3, these would add up to 7. They would be 3 and 4. If that's a 2, these are 3 and 5. That is so unhelpful as to be infuriating. I think we've got all the cages to add up to 30 already. Well, maybe we haven't done that enough. This cage is going to have 9, 8, 7 and 5. Then it either has a 2-4 pair or a 1-5 pair. If it was a 2-4 pair, they would be in these cells. And these would be 5 and 7. And that would be 4. Okay, that's interesting. So if this was a 2-4 pair, these would be 5, 7, 4, 3, 2. That can't be 7 anymore. That would be 4. Now, what did I start with here? I can't remember. I certainly didn't start with a 5-4 pair there, which is a pity because it would have broken with a 4 here, I worked out. But that is too complicated to work on. Oh, goodness me. It's these two diagonals somehow in counterpoint to each other. Something there is happening. Well, we worked out all the possibilities from here. Let's just look at this being 7-2, which I haven't really looked at. That 2 would force this to be a 2. And then this cage, I can't remember how this works. These add up to 9, don't they? So this would go 2, 3, 4. That would become a 5. So if this is a 2 in any circumstance, that is a 2 to make the green sum add up. Then that is a 2 by Sudoku. Then there's a 2 here. Okay, this is all based on a 2 in row 7, column 4. It gets very constrained. And then this digit in red must be a 7 at that point. That makes this a 1. Okay, that's quite constrained, but it didn't break. If this is a 3, that's got to be a 1, and then this will be a 5. So we'll have 3, 1, 7, 5, 4, 2. At that point, this would be a 5, and this would have to be a 4. So either this is a 7 or a 4, and it all depends on what we get here. So I'm removing 5 from there and 4 from here. I don't think that's going to do anything, but it is nonetheless reliable. Now, if this is a 2-7 pair, that forces this to be 2, and then we get 3, 4 here, 5, 7. So this digit would be 4 if that's a 2-7 pair. So 4 is always in one of these two, and that's a lesson I had not learnt. So none of these digits can have a 4 in anymore. Now that feels like it could do something. There must be a 4 in one of those cells. And now these can't have a 4, and we've found 4 in box 3. And that sorts out 7 and 4 here. And it places 4 in box 9. And that stops this being a 4. And we've got a 4-5 pair there. That was probably how I was meant to get to this. It was utterly straightforward. And I just hadn't worked it out. Okay, so in this column, 1, 6, 3, 9, 8. Oh, we can't have a 7 in those cells. That's just Sudoku. And we know there's a 4 over there. Okay, come on, Mark. That was some progress. We got that there was a 4 in one of those cells. Now, this didn't have 2 alternatives, surely. Either we have a 2 here, in which case 3, 5, 7, 4, and that's a 5. Or we have a 3 here, in which case 3, 1, 5, 4, 7, 2. Then we have 4, 2 here, 5 here, and 7 here. So this is never a 4, and the only place 4 can now go in this row is there. And this red had to add up to 9 to make the diagonal work, so we get a 5, 7, 2. That 2 makes this a 3. We take 3 out of those cells. This becomes 5, that's 3. This is 3, that's 2. This 5, 4 pair is done. This digit, no, it's this one becomes a 1, that's a 7. This is 2, 3, 5, and 4. And now these greens had to add to, I thought it was 10. It was. And they can't do it, and I've messed up. No. No. How has this happened? How has it gone wrong? 10, 20, 25. I need that to be a 5. And it's just not doing it. That's adding up to the right number. Wow, something went wrong. Was it with those 4s then? I was really pleased with that analysis. But this diagonal is definitely not adding up now, so I mean, I definitely think I know where the sticking point where it went wrong is, and that was, I got to this point or something, didn't I? This was where I was. And first of all, I should have noticed this 4-5 pair that stops that being a 4. Then I said, I based it all on this. If this is a 2, these have to be 3 and 4. Maybe I said they were going to be 3 and 5 or something. If that's a 2, these are 3 and 4. That's 5, that's 7. Then we get 4, 2, 7. That's based on this being a 2. We get 4, 2, 7. If this is a 3, this goes, it doesn't, yeah, it does go 3, 1, 5, 4, 2, and then that's a 5, and that's a 7, and then this is a 4. So in either version, there's a 4 in one of those cells, and that was the huge thing that I thought made this absolutely rock solid. We could take 4 out of those, 4 out of all of these cells. We know there's a 4 in one of those, so there isn't a 4 here, so that's a 4. I'm going to do exactly what I did last time. 7 there, that keeps 7 out of these. 4 here, that keeps 4 out of there and puts it here. This cage, this box cage adds up to 29, which is what it says. Now, I thought it all flowed, but maybe I was too glib about something. 4 is in one of these cells. What did I do next? I did something, and something looked absolutely certain. That can't be 3. I hadn't noticed that ages ago. It's been available for a while. This is the only place for 5. I didn't notice this before in box 1. Then we get 3 and 5 there. Then these can't be 3, and that is 3. 2 and 7 must be resolved by the 2-4 pair, they are. And these can't have a 5 in. They're a 4-7 pair. Now, we still haven't resolved that. This is good. I like this still being a little unsure. That's a 4-5 pair, so that's not 5. Now we have to do something that allows this to work, and I need to be more careful about it. I don't know what I did wrong before, but I probably did do something wrong with these. I wonder if I thought 2, 3, 5 was a possibility here, because I thought that could add up to 10. Anyway, don't worry about that. If this is a 2, these are 3 and 5. If that's a 4, these are 1 and 5 to add to 6. So this is always a 5. Well, this is a different conclusion, and that's good. So this is 4, this is 2, this is 7. 1, 3, 2. Now I get a 2 in green, and green adds up to 10, which is what I wanted. I need a 7 here and a 4 here. Red adds up to 9. This is better. Please say this is working. 4, 5 there, 2, 4 there, 1, 7 here, 3, 2, 4 here, and that might be the solution to Isabel's happy 30th birthday puzzle. There it is. I don't know what I did wrong towards the end. I thought that 2, 3, 5 was a possibility there, because I got confused about whether this trio was adding to 9 or 10. I'm not sure. You may have noticed. Anyway, that is the solution. It's a very clever puzzle. I made heavy weather of it, because I'm a bit under the weather. I'll be back tomorrow and hopefully I'll be better and see you then. Bye for now.